Hello, welcome to Sheepdog Says. I'm Sheepdog, and yesterday I was watching the football and I thought to myself, I know what I want to do a video about. And then I sat down to do a video and didn't do a video about what I thought about. And what that was I was watching the commentators after the football talking about their pre-match rituals and all the different superstitions they have. And Rio Ferdinand was saying he has to have 2 or 3 cups of coffee before every game, and he has to have a certain routine where he says he's going to order one and other players say, oh, I'll have one too, and then he has to throw water in his own face just before he walks out on the pitch, and all these weird things. And it made me think, I have a stupid amount of superstitions about me, either pre-match for teams I'm watching or just life in general, and they're all impossible ones that just don't affect anything. The main thing at the moment is, I don't know if anyone will have noticed, it's not that bad actually, but I shaved after, so England played Panama and Tunisia, and then I shaved and we lost to Belgium. I haven't shaved since and we're not losing. And I jokingly said at work, I'm worried about shaving now, because if I have a shave before we play Croatia in the middle of the week, then we might lose. And if we don't lose, I can't shave till after the final. So I can't have a shave until Sunday night, basically. Then I'll know what's gone on. And everyone was laughing. And then we obviously won the Colombia game and the most recent game. I've forgotten who we played now. Brain fart. Sweden. And basically, God, that's horrific. Just my brain went empty. And everyone's now saying, you can't shave. We've won 2 games. We lost 1 game. You can't shave. And we all know that the length of my facial hair does not impact on the ability of a person in Russia taking a penalty or how good they are on the field. But I daren't do it, because if I come into work clean shaven or small bearded and we've lost, everyone's just going to blame me and I'm going to be the whipping boy for the rest of the day. I have loads of stuff like that though, because my mum's the one who was always superstitious, which is quite funny because she's the one who grew up in a religious household, but she believes in all these superstitions that can't be considered religious. She used to believe that in a football match, if you changed seats, it would affect the score somehow. So if you had a seat and you're winning, you didn't move for the rest of the game. That has kept with me my entire life, to the point where I have endured so many Tottenham games without going to the toilet, because at kickoff I suddenly realised I needed the loo and I couldn't leave the room. And so I've sat through half-time, full-time, just dying for the toilet. It's paid off every time. You know, we've beaten Arsenal in those times that it's happened and stuff like that. So don't get me wrong. But I know that they're not linked, but I can't break it. If we'd have lost, I could have been like, oh, perhaps I could have just gone to the loo. It's not connected. But because it reinforces it, I'm like, damn it, I'm stuck. And I consider myself quite a rational man. I've got to the point where I kind of convince myself I can get up and do stuff now and again, but I try and limit it to half time, and I try and do other things around it, because in the back of my mind, I know there's an issue. I used to have this thing where if we were playing a team in red, I would find red things all the time. And I'd just be kind of, I don't know, I can't decide whether I'm trying to touch them for good luck or trying to jinx the red team. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'll be like, oh, red top, oh, red box, oh, you know. And I never used to wear red. It's only recently that I think I bought a couple of red clothes. Sometimes I do videos in a red t-shirt. I never wore red before because they were our rival team colour. Now I'm kind of not so fast, but it's funny, all these weird things that kind of come out. If Tottenham or England are losing, I get Bosco or Lamp up to say, come on Tottenham or come on England. I just start nudging them to do it. I'm like, come on, cheer them on, come on. Like in my mind, I don't think this through logically, but it's not that I'm thinking they can't hear them cheering on, so they need them to cheer on. I just feel like there's some comfort in it. If I'm cheering them on, I'm doing everything I can. I feel better trying to get them to join in. It's working now, because in the games, you know, Bosco really cheers on England and gets really into it. When they scored the other day, he cheered so much compared to like the other games where it's more me cheering and throwing him around. He was just going, yeah. So it's working. We have other non-sport related weird ones that I've just grown up with. My friends decided it was bad luck to walk over 3 drains in a row. There'd be these, so around the UK, I don't know if this is quite common, I suppose it probably is, but we have like banks of 3 where they've put a square, and another square, and they're all just 3 drain covers. And if you moved them all, it'd be one big long hole, but they just stick them in place. And if it's 1 or 2, it's fine, but if you walk over 3, that's bad luck apparently. So it gets to the point where I've been doing my wife's head in for, what, over 10 years now, because she'll be walking along and she'll be just about to walk over the third one and I push her off of it. And sometimes I've accidentally pushed her into something, or like knocked her off balance and she's nearly fallen. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I just didn't want you to get bad luck. And she's like, but that was worse. And today we were doing our Pokemon Go Community Day and Bosco's walking around. And I'm directing him round signs and posts and stuff. And I noticed myself doing it. I noticed myself, he's about to walk into a lamppost. And instead of walking, and as well as walking him around the lamppost, I'd realised there were 3 drains after it. So I'd let him walk over 2 and then move him off the next one, or move him around them all together. He'd be looking at the phone and I'd be just controlling him around all the drains so that he didn't walk over the bad luck. We also had it, if you walk under a sign, if there's 2 bars and a sign, if you walked under that, apparently it was bad luck, which is sad, because I always grew up thinking of that was like the thing you walked through in Mario World to save where you were. It's like the halfway point in the level. You walk through that and then you start there again if you died. And so I always used to think of them like that. And then I've just been, it's been pushed into me that that's bad luck to walk under them. I mean, I guess that comes from like the ladder thing and things like that. I'm always petrified of passing someone on the stairs. That's a weird one. I've been told that's bad luck. And I don't know that if that's just an old-fashioned, oh, it's dangerous to walk past other people on the stairs, and it's just warped into bad luck. But the other day, I definitely got frustrated because I was trying to walk down the stairs in our house, and Kirsty came up, so I stopped to let her come up by going back up the stairs because I didn't want to pass her. And then as I was halfway down again, Lampup started running up the stairs, and I kept just thinking, I'm not letting him pass me. I don't want to be cursed. I don't want bad luck. And I'd just be like, right, no, I've got to do it. I always freak out if I see one magpie on its own as well. And I don't believe in the, good afternoon, Mr. Magpie thing that people say. I just feel like you see one, it's bad luck. It's weird how you have these barriers and boundaries in your head, because people say it's bad luck to see one, but I always feel like if I see one and then I look frantically for a second one, that counts as good luck. I used to think, when I was younger, I used to think if you kept seeing consecutive 2s, it was just more good luck and not whatever the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and so forth were. But magpies still bother me. I'll be driving out of work and I'm like, do, and a magpie just flies down and I'm like, no, that means we're going to lose the football. That means I'm going to lose that deal I've been working on. No, I'm probably going to crash on the way home or something, just awful. And then while I'm panicking, I just see a second magpie swoop in next to it and I'm like, oh, we're going to win the World Cup. I'm going to win the lottery. I'll buy 4 lottery tickets, put my whole house on black in the roulette. And it's just ridiculous. When we were waiting to find out the gender of the children, I kept just seeing like 3 for a girl or 4 for a boy. And I'd be like, oh, it's going to be a girl. And I never wrote it down to check whether that was true. I don't know whether when Bosco and the baby were in the womb, we only ever saw, 4 magpies just followed us everywhere to make sure that we were understanding what the gender was going to be. And I completely get, for me, this is on par with all mysticism. I'm cynical about anything mystical. I don't really believe it. I know it's not true, but I feel like the stakes are always too high to just ignore it. Like, I could have a shave right now and England could go on to win the World Cup. But if I have a shave right now and England lose the next game against Croatia, I'm just going to feel really annoyed with myself that I didn't just go with it, just in case. When we don't win it, I'm not going to think, I should have shaved even less or something like that. It doesn't really work like that. I don't know, I need to have shaven and not thought about it, and there's no way around it. I just can't shave now. I'd definitely be shaving after England are out or after we win the World Cup, though. Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to hear what other superstitious people have. I've been rattling my brain for any other ones that I've got that I've forgotten about. I am just funny about a lot of things, or I don't like it when people say things like, when my mates say, oh, Spurs are definitely going to win or whatever, there's always a superstition there. I have got one more. I got a mate called Dave, and there was a moment, I don't know, over 10 years ago, it would be about 15 years ago, we were sat in a pub together, and Tottenham were playing, and they were winning 3-0. And he went, oh, I'm going to go pick up his girlfriend at the time. There's no chance we're losing this now. We'll be fine. And by the time he'd got to her house, we were losing 4-3 and we lost. And we joked about him cursing the game. But then he always says something, and it always happens in games now. To the point where the other day he said it was 6-0 to England, and he said, but we do always concede 1, and then Panama scored. he'll say like, so-and-so's not been very good tonight, and then they'll score a goal, or, oh, I really hate that player, I wish we'd drop him, and he'd score a hat-trick, and then he'll talk about someone else being great, and then I'll have the worst game of their lives. And it's got to that point where we're now trying to encourage him to say stuff, because we're like, speak, say it, curse it, do it. He has got this weird touch that's just uncanny and absolutely, it's never failed. But again, it doesn't connect. I know it's not real. I know that no one in the universe is listening to that and going, well, hey, you know, if there was a God up there listening for people to say ironic things just so he can twist it. I mean, for that to work, we'd all have to be going off into our own multiverses every time someone said something. Oh, it's going to land on red, and 2 people bet red, and it would just split in 2, and I'll lose and they'll win, and that'll be, you know, different versions of us forever. It's just mad. It's just weird. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. I want to know what your superstitions are, as I said a moment ago. You might remind me of some I already have. You might have some that are absolutely crazy. I know some people wear the same underwear every game. That was one that Rio Ferdinand said he always wore the same underwear, or no underwear, I can't remember. And he always had the same T-shirt with him. But are there any really bizarre ones where you know there's just no connection, but you can't shake it? Because I really wish I could just get over mine, but I feel like every team I support is so close to doing well that if I take away my bit, you just don't know that House of Cards could come caving in. So the stakes are too high. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up there. So thanks very much for watching. Subscribe, comment, like, all the stuff. Just subscribe mainly. And thanks very much for watching. I hope you had a great weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow.